Hey there, asshole, you want to stop doing your naked yoga and come find me face to face? I got a machine gun. Except it's full of blanks, never mind. Anyway, here to talk about, where's the Blu-ray? I'm here to talk about Die Hard 2. Die Harder. Die Harder, that just sounds funny. You think with naming movies like that, you'd think the third one would be like Die Hardest. And then 4, Die Even Harder Than Hardest Before. It's like, Jesus Christ. That's a 90s way of doing taglines. So Die Hard 2 stars Bruce Willis, Bonnie Bedelia, and I don't know, some naked guy that does yoga. Along with a couple, he's got like 2 thugs that are famous. You got Robert Patrick, so the T-1000, and John Leguizamo, Sloth, or whatever, from Ice Age. What the hell is his name even? I don't care. But they show up for like 3 seconds, but it's pretty much just more kind of foreign bad guys. And it's directed by Renny Harlin, the director of such films as Nightmare on Elm Street 4, 12 Rounds with John Cena, which I proudly own on Blu-ray. Maybe I should take back proudly, but I own it. I think he directed Cliffhanger. Renny Harlin's an okay director. You know, he's not going to be remembered as a great, not even in the action genre, but he's a very competent director. He can put a movie out and it can be good. And the story is John McClane is at an airport waiting for his wife, who he's reconciled with. I have poor English. But he's reconciled with his wife. And so he's waiting for her to get on the plane so they can go in. And then these terrorists take over the airport and take control of all the magical computers and say, hey, this drug dealer's coming in on a plane, you're going to give him to us or we're going to start crashing planes. So very intense. That, you know, it's the whole kind of sequelitis thing. You got to make it bigger and better than the last one. And this one, well, it's bigger. It's not really better. But so John McClane has to stop him. And, you know, the stakes get pretty intense. You get Reginald Val Johnson coming back again for like a small scene, so that was nice. And I kind of like where all the characters went. The characters kind of, the evolution of their characters was nice. Story, yeah, whatever. It was that whole, it was a 90s action movie and it was a 90s action movie sequel, so writing, not exactly a strength, but it's fine. The writing's fine. Direction, I like Renny Harlin as a director. I think he can direct very good action. He's not as good as John McTiernan. John McTiernan, just smooth camera work. It looks beautiful. But I still like his direction. I think it's still pretty good. But Bruce Willis, man, the acting in this. Bruce Willis, again, really enjoyable. The villain, you know, people crap on this guy a lot. Like, this guy sucks. He's not a terrible villain. I mean, the acting, they don't give him a lot to work with. He's intimidating. I mean, the guy does naked Tai Chi. That's terrifying. But as a villain, he is very threatening. The guy can crash planes whenever he wants. He's very threatening. I'm not going to spoil what happens in the movie, but this guy's threatening. The stakes get raised. He's a scary guy. He's not as charismatic as Hans Gruber, and that's kind of a problem. His performance is fine. It's all good. He's a little more threatening than Gruber, but the performance doesn't stack up the same way. But he's a good villain. And all his thugs, you know, kind of whatever. I mean, aside from John Leguizamo and Robert Patrick showing up for like 2 seconds. The action, though, it's a good action movie. I would say, you know, it's not that great because of the whole, yeah, just all they do. You can tell they're clearly just trying to raise the stakes, make it bigger and better. And you got that news reporter douche from the first movie coming back again. I don't like that character. That's the point, but it's just, you didn't need him. Bonnie Bedelia was pretty good. You got this other guy. What's the guy's name? He basically replaces Reginald Val Johnson as the cop that kind of talks with McClane the whole time. He literally does everything. It's literally, every time there's a problem, he's like, I have a solution. I'll go do it myself because I'm such a good guy. It's like, he was just like, wow, McClane could have left and this guy could have handled everything. I think the problem with the movie is kind of, while the stakes are raised for other people, it's not really for McClane. The first movie, you're worried that he'll die at any point. He's very vulnerable in this. He is. But the thing is, he's in an airport with a whole lot of cops. So it's not like he could die at any point. He's got a lot of cops with him. He's constantly talking with people. As in the first one, he's more isolated and like just all alone. Just kind of over the walkie-talkie, you can talk to people. In this one, nah, it's just like walk in a room. There's like 20 people. But the stakes, it's for all the people in the air. At one point, they could just dead. And come to think of it, aren't we lucky that this came out in 1990 and it wasn't like a really long after sequel? That like instead of Live Free or Die Hard, this could have been that. It wouldn't have happened, okay? After 9/11, they wouldn't do that shit. Die Hard 2, not better than Die Hard 1. Like, don't kid yourself, it's not. But still, I think it is underrated. You know, a lot of people before number 5 were saying Die Hard 2 is the worst. I don't think so. I think Live Free or Die Hard is worse than this. But I'll get to that eventually. But Die Hard 2, a fun time. I enjoy it. I think it's pretty good. I'd give Die Hard 2 a B. You can clearly see what they were trying to do, just make it bigger, better. Not completely successful, but a good sequel. One of the better action movie sequels that you might see. So if you like this review, like or subscribe, comment below. Tell me what's your favorite Die Hard sequel. You know, that's pretty slim pickings. Most people, I think, would say Die Hard with a Vengeance. But if you like Die Hard 2, if you like Live Free or Die Hard, if you like Die Hard 5, okay, comment below and tell me about it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.